Welcome back to the Wasted Games podcast. Today we are joined by your host Declan, as well as
Keith Mutombo.
And Craig.
Twitch.tv/Mutombo.
wow, you're doing a plug already.
I have to, bro. Times are hard.
We had a deal.
Times are hard.
End of the podcast.
Gotta eat.
Fair enough. Okay. Well then, Keith, seems as you wanted to talk so bad,
God.
what have you been up to this week?
I've been trying to, not been doing much. I tried to stream. It's pretty hard. I ain't got the hardware. I ain't got the hardware for it. It just doesn't work. I'll start it, and then like everything will be fine for about 10 minutes, and then it just decides, no, everything's out of sync. Stuff just stops working. I was trying to play Unity as well, which with nostalgia goggles probably looks really good, but then I tried playing and I was like, wow, this feels like ass. I was not having fun. It feels like they were moving in mud resters.
It's got to keep playing, bro.
I couldn't do it. I was like, oh, this is too painful.
Wow, is it that bad? Most people talk about how good the parkour is in that one.
Maybe I didn't go far enough, but that first 2 hours was a slog. It was the combat felt gross, the movement felt gross. Looked real good though, actually running stars on PS5. I was like, wow, this looks really good. The amount of people in the city as well.
Cyberpunk could never.
I was saying that the whole way through.
Really?
I was slagging out Cyberpunk. I was like, wow, look at this density in Unity. There's so many people. It's crazy. Yeah, but then I just couldn't do it. It was so bad. What have you guys been doing?
Playing Unity. Yeah, I watched your stream and I was like, oh wow, maybe I'm going to play Unity. And I did, but I gave it a lot more time than 2 hours, and it just gets better.
You're a patient man.
I don't know about that. I just felt like playing Assassin's Creed, like a proper Assassin's Creed, not the new bullshit that they seem to do. So yeah, it's fun. I'm enjoying it. Doing a lot of the side stuff. I'm staying away from the story. Then I'll do all that at the end.
That's the way.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm actually enjoying it. It's really fun. What about you, Deck?
Well, I have stayed well clear of Assassin's Creed. I have not been playing that. I kind of want to, but I was playing a different kind of parkour game. I was playing Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I love the first one. I played it a lot, the demo on 360. This one, man, I can't tell if it sucks ass or it's okay. I'm having fun with the parkour and everything, but man, the story is low-key cringe. There's a lot of stuff that's just like, it's not great about it. But I was kind of having fun playing it, I'm not gonna lie. The acting was interesting. Interesting, that's for sure. Writing is there. Someone did write something.
True.
That is true. Good game? I'm not too sure. So I decided to break it up and play Days Gone instead. Man.
It's a very different game.
Man. Well, I got it for free, didn't I, with that PlayStation collection, so I was like, screw it, I might as well get around to playing it.
Thoughts so far?
Partial regret.
Wow.
I think it's like a zombie game that, like, in my opinion, for the first couple of hours I played, would be better without the zombies. I just didn't like them. I don't know, maybe it's just one of those things where it's just not my thing or not what I'm looking for right now. But I was just kind of like, this is annoying.
It's like two of the most burnt out subjects.
Yeah.
Like in games, open world and zombie games.
Literally.
Yeah.
People keep making them.
People keep making them.
That was the thing. The bike doesn't feel great.
No, it doesn't.
No, it's so heavy and it turns weird. The acceleration, you're either not going at all, or you have to press the trigger down, complete the whole way, and it just jets off.
Yeah.
It's hard to like maintain a steady pace to like not burn out fuel.
Yeah.
And like, I remember I left my base, and I accelerated like a tiny amount and went to the edge of a hill and started to roll down. And I rolled down the rest of the hill, and by the time I got to the bottom, I'd lost like 7% fuel. I was like, I pressed the acceleration once. I was like, how? Yeah.
The way they talked about the bikes before the game came out, I was like, it's like they even compared them to the horses in Red Dead 2 at one point.
Ooh.
So I was expecting a lot from that going in, and I was like, wow, this feels like garbage.
Can't even pet your fucking bike.
Did it get delayed a lot? Because there was a lot of changes. I remember originally there were going to be like story options where you could choose, and then there were none in.
Yeah, it's one of those games. Like, I think I put about 2-3 hours. I have a pretty short attention span when it comes to games, especially if they're boring as fuck. So I played it for like 2-3 hours. I was like, this is, maybe I'll be back to this one day. I still haven't. I don't plan to.
Yeah,
I'm lying. I plan to eventually, but
yeah. I mean, like you said, like the short attention span. I have like, I don't think I have a short attention span, but I do have like nitpicks that sort of just get under my skin to the point of like I don't want to play it. And dialogue's a big one for me. Like NPC dialogue specifically. Like I was walking into this place called Copeland's Camp, and it's like a camp nearby base. I think it's a place where Deacon used to stay. That's what I'm getting from the story. I'm not too sure. I'm not far in. And you go there, and I like to just NPC watch and listen, or when you're walking through, just keep your ear out for conversations. And I was listening to a few, and they're just so generic. Like there's this one dude that's like, yeah, and I was teaching at a school, and then the outbreak happened, and then I never saw anybody ever again. I'm like, like it's just such generic zombie dialogue. I think that's why when games like The Last of Us come along, you appreciate it more. Because like, you know, like when we spoke about the first Last of Us game, I don't think we have spoke about it actually on the podcast, really. The first one. Maybe a little bit when we spoke about Last of Us Part 2. But like some of my favourite bits from that game are just like Henry and Sam. They were my two favourite characters just for the fact that like their dialogue was always interesting because it was always positive memories in a way for the most part. It was like it had this like nostalgic kind of view of the past, which is what I thought was a real refreshing look on like this kind of like zombie outbreak. It's like them looking back at me like, oh, we remember the barbecues we used to have. It was just refreshing dialogue rather than, oh, my life's horrible because my wife died in the outbreak. It's like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? Like, alright, I've heard that shit before.
fucking cry about it.
Nobody
Yeah,
cares.
don't cry about it. Get over it, man. It just, the problem isn't within the sentiment itself. It's just the dialogue. It's just so boring. It's like someone took 5 minutes to think of it and went, that'll do.
You've been thinking of Assassin's Creed Unity, bro.
It's fun. I'm actually enjoying it quite a lot. I didn't think I would because it was the first time I played it. I really didn't like it, but I don't know. It's growing on me a bit. It's just because I've got nothing else to play, so I've actually give it a solid chance. But it's okay. The parkour is great. It's the best I think out of all of them. It's so fluid and you just move like some of the jumps and falls you do, and once you get the roll as well, just chain it all together. It's cool. I don't. You only have one hidden blade, which is kind of shit. I liked Ezio when you had two, so it takes away your gameplay stuff. But the way you plan your assassinations as well, like there's different, like there's like 3 or 4 ways you can do it. So it makes it, I guess, different. But realistically, you only do the normal, the one way. Like you just find a way in and then kill them. But they give you different options if you want to, but they're just a bit more effort. So I never do. Yeah, the story's okay. It's a basic Assassin's Creed revenge story, isn't it?
Have you played it before?
I'd played a bit of it before, not enough to like. But I'd always stopped at a certain point, and then I think I watched like a video on like the parkour and stuff. I was like, wow, I want to go back and play that. But I know what happens in the story because I'd seen it all on YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, my YouTube went through a phase of giving me nothing but Unity parkour clips. Smooth parkour, best kills, stuff like that.
Yeah. So I was like, oof, it's got a little itch.
Yeah. It was a game that I've been wanting to play, but like I said, back in the day when it first dropped, all I saw were the massive bugs they had, and I was like, I'm staying as far away as I can. And so far, I've got quite a few years under my belt of staying away, so I don't think I'm going to break it now.
It is good. The co-op missions are good as well. If you have, there's 2 or 4. If you have people to do it with, they're okay.
Is it still up? You can still do that?
Still do them, because I did one yesterday. I did Heads Will Roll. Did it with a random guy.
That seems like a future wasted games
I told
Series
Keith, I was
over.
like, if you're playing it, let's do a co-op mission.
Yeah, I deleted
He
it. bro,
never
I'm
did.
sorry.
He deleted it and ignored me. Whatever.
I still need to get it. I might finally break the chain. I think I lied 5 seconds ago when I said I'm holding the belt tight.
Yeah, I don't know how you. Like I said, I have a short attention span, and I was not having fun trying to play that. I think, like I said it on stream as well. I was like, it's so painful going from Ghost of Tsushima's smooth 60 FPS movement, everything responds like that, to Assassin's Creed. I don't know what I was expecting. I never played it, but it's probably like that anyway.
Considering how old it is, I feel like I get what you like. When I first played it, I was like, ugh, but then I've just gotten used to it now, so it's like, oh, it's not as bad as I thought.
Couldn't
Just
do it. It's gone. Never finished that
slacker.
playthrough on stream anyway. One day. What do you guys think? What was the last one? It was Valhalla. Do you think they'll ever go back to that straight single player kind of Assassin's Creed game, like pure Assassin's Creed, or are they just sticking with the?
I think it's RPG now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
live service kind of way as well, because they can add DLC,
Gross.
and then there's always, just make it 50 hours with loads of shit content.
Man.
Easy, innit? Recycle, do it every year, just a different name, different setting.
The Ubisoft blueprint. essentially.
Exactly.
That's-
Look at Far Cry.
Yeah, that's why I stepped away from them. Like, I was a pretty big fan at first. Like, my first ever PlayStation name was Assassin Strikes, because that was the game I got with the PlayStation. I was like, that's a dope name. I was like, this is a dope game. Man, I thought it was so cool. But the first game was something else. I remember as a kid really enjoying it, and then, I mean, not as a kid. I wasn't
Yeah,
under
of course not,
18.
of course.
My
A
parents
couple years
are,
ago,
my
yes.
parents are good parents. I don't know. I played it recently.
What
That's
a
what I
fucking
did.
piece of shit.
No,
you are.
but seriously, I love that game. And then 2 came out with gold. Like, I stayed away from the series for a bit, and 2 came out with gold, and I went back to it, and I was like, what have I been doing? I was like, this is the greatest series ever.
Mm-hmm.
And then that feeling quickly went away. That feeling very quickly went away. And I think the next one I played was 3. And I think I played 3 when 4 was out or
Revelations.
something. It was when another one was out.
Brotherhood?
4 was Black Flag.
How was it?
Black
Assassin's
Flag, yeah.
Creed 2,
Black
Brotherhood,
Flag.
Revelations, 3, 4. What the British one?
There was some.
British
Rogue.
There was like a Rogue one. There was.
Rogue was it on console?
No, I think
first?
Rogue was like a little side thing they did.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, he was the guy who betrayed them or something like that. He was the fake assassin, not fake, but he like turned on
You're
it.
talking about Hatham.
Rogue.
I'm sure that was just in. I'm sure he was in 3, and then
Yeah, Rogue's
4
is a
year
prequel,
Edward.
isn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Rogue's like Hatham Kenway. It's just
Yeah, I don't
when he
actually know.
was-
his
I
name,
thought
just
Rogue
know
was
him.
about the Irish dude.
No, I think is that not Syndicate?
Nah, Syndicate's
Oh,
Jacob and
no
Evie
idea.
Fry, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the British.
Just a lot of fucking characters.
You know what? If there's
Go
one
back and ask
if
about
there's-
Assassin's Creed.
if there's one thing the audience comes here for, it's about our in-depth knowledge for games,
Yep.
our in-depth knowledge, and our research before the podcast. No, but like I
None
said,
of that.
I'm not exactly a super fan.
Nah,
I
that's
just
fine.
played them through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 I really enjoyed. I thought that was good. I was like, oh, this is a good game. Came round to 4. I was really enjoying it up until the part where I couldn't progress because of the ship upgrades. Tapped out for a few years. My brother got Syndicate. Played through bits of that. Thought it was great. And then I just kind of like, I'm over this series. I'm done.
Need a break.
I saw Origins coming out, and I saw how they did the crossover with Final Fantasy, and I was like, this is not my Assassin's Creed. I'm finished.
Originally, Origins was a nice breath of fresh air. It was
Yeah.
different. I was like, oh. And then Odyssey was like, ugh.
Yep.
But speaking of Black Flag, bro, if you think Uni is bad, Black Flag feels worse. And it looks a lot worse as well. So
I think at some point they're just gonna be like, how many Assassin's Creeds is that? Is there
there's
10
at least
yet?
10.
Is
There's,
there 10?
yeah,
Like mainline ones.
on consoles.
Yeah, console ones.
I think
I'd say like, I'm not gonna count. Whatever.
there's
Eventually.
Assassin's Creed 2.
Assassin's Creed
Brotherhood,
2, Brotherhood, Revelations, 3,
There's definitely 10.
Yeah.
4, 3, 4.
I'm surprised they've not made like a
Syndicate,
special.
Origins, Odyssey.
The first one.
and Valhalla. Valhalla was the 10th one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking at some point they're just gonna be like surprise boom and go back to single player, linear,
Don't do this.
semi-open world, and it's gonna be beautiful.
Do you guys remember last podcast where I called Craig delusional? Yeah, now it's your turn.
Yeah.
It's your turn.
Let me
Look at you.
dream.
Bro,
Okay.
no, don't get my hopes.
Let
Don't
me
do
dream.
this to
They
me.
ruined Watch Dogs already. I think they're gonna redeem themselves eventually and be like, here's the Assassin's Creed you want, and it's gonna be in China. Yeah, I said it. It's
Well,
gonna
we
be
got
China.
Ghost of Tsushima. That's why they've not done that, because of Ghost of Tsushima. I
People
think.
wanted it before Ghost, and they kept
Yeah,
ignoring
but
them.
now, if they do it, they're like, you just copy Ghost.
Who cares?
It's not as
I
good,
don't think
because
they
it won't
care.
be as good.
It won't, but I
True.
want it.
I don't want it. I don't know.
I don't care what you want.
Oh, fuck.
I want to assassinate people in
I want
China.
to be a samurai, innit?
Yeah,
He's
I tell you what I
got a
want.
samurai fetish of yours.
Nah, you guys are tripping. That's not where it's at. I want some Australian outback shit with boomerangs.
G'day,
Boomerangs.
cunt.
G'day,
Aboriginal
cunt.
assassin.
Just throw a boomerang,
Yeah.
kill him. That's just
That'd be
Captain
dope.
Boomerang, get it from DC.
Yeah.
You just follow his story. I'm an assassin now, you can't.
That'll literally be the goated video game line. G'day, can't. As he throws a boomerang at your
I
head.
want a t-shirt with that on.
Man, if Ubisoft are listening and you steal this idea, you owe us money, okay? If not money, we get clout.
They got blades attached to them that
Yeah.
shoot out as well.
That seems dangerous. How do you catch that without taking
You
your hands
don't.
off?
Like, you have to run away as soon as you throw it. Shit.
Like, imagine jumping on the back of a kangaroo and just riding through the outback.
Same way Ghost had that intro where you're running in with the horse.
Yeah.
This one, you were riding on a
Bouncing on a kangaroo.
Oh my god.
Do you think they'll go back?
I think they will in like the next 6 years or something. I'm not holding my breath.
Like they're a very forward-thinking company. Well, that's not true. But
Were.
once they change style, they kind of just go with it. Like, look at Watch Dogs. Dark,
Well, that's
very light and casual, and then Legion was like, I don't know. I've never not played Legion, but it looks like a mix of both now.
I don't understand what they. I feel like it was a good idea in theory, having like anyone be a protagonist, but that kind of just removes any aspect of the story.
Yeah, like
Mm.
caring, like
Yeah.
emotional bond with the character.
If you can just kill someone and then immediately just pick someone else, now they're the main character, and all of their dialogue is just AI generated.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Listen,
more like just a little side project.
I
the
think
way I see it.
yeah, true. Like a spin-off kind of
Yeah,
thing.
spin-off game.
I think it's a cool idea, but I think it was better done in a game like Prototype, where you had your main character, but it was like a shapeshifter. When that game first came out, Prototype, I was obsessed with it. I thought that was the dopest idea that anyone's ever had. I was like, to just take over NPCs, but I was like, this is dope. And I know Destroy All Humans had a thing like that, but it was just the way they did it in the kind of style they did it. Going back now, it'll probably be a terrible game. I have this
It's not.
nice old
It
fog
looks
of
good.
nostalgia. Really?
I was watching a video on it literally the other day, a video essay about it,
Mm.
like how they were, like the first and second. It looks decent, like gameplay mechanic, because it did a lot of stuff,
Mm.
but it still looks quite good.
Never actually played it.
No,
I know the second one was meant to be like Spider-Man or something. That's all. I
the
know.
second one was okay, but the first one, bro,
Really?
definitely.
Yeah.
If it comes up, PlayStation Store, get it.
Yeah. It was like a Spider-Man game that got eventually cancelled and turned into
So it literally
Prototype
was a
2.
prototype.
yeah.
Hey,
Spider-Man.
Product.
yeah.
Mad. See, I never played the second one. That's the thing. I played
It's
the first.
okay.
Yeah, that was the
First
thing.
one's way better though.
I was a big fan of the first one, and then I heard people. It was kind of like mixed about the second, and I was just kind of like,
They make
I'm
Mercer the
leaving.
bad guy in the second.
yeah, okay, that's why I probably stayed away.
I mean, he's an asshole, no doubt. Definitely a bad guy.
Yes.
He's not a protagonist.
It's not like
but-
he's a nice dude.
Yeah,
innit?
but it made sense to us. But I'd like to be a villain. Why not?
Mm.
But I feel like if they make a third one, or just remaster, just make a new one, because that series is good.
Mm.
But speaking of old games, you ever played Web of Shadows?
No.
No, but a friend of mine, shout out to Ethan Pywell, is a very big fan of that.
Yeah, that's. I remember I played it. Like I thought about it the other day. I was like, why have I not spoke about it? Because it's probably one of the best Spider-Man games, other than the new one, Spider-Man PS4.
I've heard.
Like, it's the combat, the style, the swinging. Like it was on about like where they swing and you don't. And there's that little hover.
Yeah, you can see
On
the
that,
visible
it
barrier.
runs along the floor.
Really?
They have that in there. I was like, wow. Like, it's very simple, but it's so good. And obviously, you can change from the black and black suit and the red suit, and they both have different like styles of fighting. Like the red suit's great in the air and for combos, whereas the black suit Venom suit is just like power and like loads of tendrils and stuff. Definitely give it a try.
That sounds dope. You guys are gonna have to bear with me here because I played this as a kid, so I don't have the most vivid memory. I was probably like 5, 6, at most 7, but I feel like I was quite young. But it was one of the best Spider-Man games I played because it was like a one that you plugged into your TV and you had like wrist, you like bracelets with like little triggers on there that you could aim and like attack different like so it was like there was one with like Green Goblin floating about. There was one with there was a Venom one down like an alleyway. I have like tiny little bits of memory out there like of this game, but I don't have like any vivid memories of it, just like little bits, and I have no idea what it is and I don't know how to search for it. So if anyone out there knows what this game is, please let me know.
Whatever that, I'd play that now. Whatever that is.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was like super janky. It was on like, I remember it was on like my old TV, and like I said, I was probably like, I feel like I was like 4 or 5. I have like tiny glimpses of these memories, like little like screenshots almost. But I remember like Venom down in the alleyway, and you had to like defeat him. I remember that so vividly. To be honest, there's a very big possibility I made up those cufflink stuff, and I just imagined me as a kid doing that. There's a very big possibility it's that. But this is what I remember. But it was so dope. Yeah, that was one of the best Spider-Man games. Apart from Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2.
Web of Shadows is better.
I don't know what your problem is with Spider-Man 2.
This again.
Just Sam Raimi games, and just Sam Raimi. I don't like his films. And I don't like the second game. That's right.
What?
Wait. You've never said that before.
Wait.
You don't like the trilogy, the original?
No. What? Still, I don't like them, innit?
Listen, I'm not gonna get nasty about this. I'm gonna try and remain composed.
If you don't hear from me on the next podcast, Declan murdered me.
He hath been fired. Listen,
This is what we should probably be screening people before we get them.
Is this not a question we did we not ask this in the interview?
You never actually asked
Never
me.
actually asked it.
It's assumed I liked it, you pieces of shit.
Because who doesn't like it?
I just don't like it, innit?
But that's
I like Tobey Maguire. Like, I really like him. I just don't like the films.
okay.
You know what?
Funny enough, I watched the third one. I enjoyed that out of all of them, and that's the worst one, isn't it?
Okay, I think it's the most fun to watch.
Yeah, I really.
It's so bad.
Like, I like his stupid dance.
True.
Like, you'll get your money when you fix this damn door. And like, where he's like, make me some cookies, bitch. I'm like, yeah. Like, that shit just makes me laugh.
Am I not supposed to have what I want? Bro, I love this movie so much.
But yeah, I don't.
You don't like the Sam Raimi movie? That's
Out
fair
of all of
enough,
them,
that's
I like that
crazy.
the most.
But not even the second one with the whole train bit. That's literally
It's one of the best superhero movies ever made.
Nah, sure.
Wow.
Sure,
interesting.
man.
And on that note, I think we're going to end the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, I'm ended. I'm out. The pod is just Keith and Deck.
Like, I wish I could come back with something to say, but I'm just kind of dumbfounded. You know what? We accept your opinion, Craig. As
You're
much as
allowed
we
to be
don't
wrong.
like it, but
I think you're gonna say
you're allowed.
everyone's allowed a wrong opinion, sure. Yeah. I don't like go and spit my opinion that I hate it everywhere all over Twitter like most people do. Like, I keep it to myself unless you ask, which I did.
Fair enough, I'll give you that.
Just, not a fan.
Well, the recent acquisition of Bethesda by Microsoft, kind of wanted to go into a lot more detail about that. We vaguely mentioned it, maybe on podcast 1, maybe on episode number 2,
Yeah, I think so.
something around there. But I kind of want to go into a lot more detail because,
It's finalized.
yeah, finalized, and Microsoft came out and essentially said some Bethesda titles will be exclusive, not all.
Do you think that means new Bethesda games? Or as in like new IPs or just like old franchises?
See,
I think new IPs, some of them are going to be exclusive, but like the big ones, they're not going to make them exclusive because it's like the Rockstar thing, isn't it?
do you think?
I see them making like Wolfenstein and the Dishonored.
Yeah, true. Do you think it would be more like Yeah, so they publish a lot of games under the name of Bethesda.
Yeah.
Do you think they'll probably make those sort of games exclusive, like Prey? Do you remember Prey that they did?
Mm.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Seems to me it'd be that way, but to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if they came out and said Starfield is gonna be Xbox exclusive, or at least Microsoft exclusive. Because you can still get it on PC.
Sure. I don't know how beneficial that would be, because games like Prey, Dishonored, Wolfenstein, they didn't perform that well when they came out anyway.
That was the
So
thing.
then making them exclusive probably make it.
They'd just be shooting themselves in the foot.
That's what I was about to say. Like, it seems like they won't want to make these big ones exclusive because of cutting off an already established audience. Bethesda fans are going to have something to say if the next Elder Scrolls is going to be Xbox exclusive. But at the same time, like you said, it's not going to be beneficial for them to make these smaller titles exclusive. They have to have heavy hitters.
And it felt kind of pointless. Like, why buy Bethesda, especially Xbox? Because your console's kind of dead. Like, it made more sense if Sony had bought it. And I'm like, yeah, because we got a bigger fan base, we got better games. But Xbox, listen,
Wow.
How much of a wild move would it be if
they made it all exclusive.
they made the big games exclusive and the little
Damn.
ones? Yeah,
balls, bro. Yeah, I mean that's what Sony do.
pretty
but
much. I feel like they'll do that.
I think they might, but then
That'd be hilarious.
the games they have, like Sony, been doing it for a lot longer, so that they understand. Like the Sony PlayStation fans know that we're gonna get that, whereas Xbox, the games they do, they're both they're both consoles, so they're gonna lose more money, and they're already struggling for good games.
That's the thing, though. Like we mentioned,
Yeah.
PlayStation have built up these studios, so they're PlayStation exclusive studios. This is the first time you've seen someone, or at least really, like the big first time that you've seen someone buy out a studio that was available to everyone and now is possibly being made exclusive. Sony more does it as buying these studios and then building them up as
Mhm.
being exclusives. I think that's the big difference, because you don't have an already huge established fan base that are now being cut off. It's like PlayStation, it's more PlayStation users are being met with these games.
We were made a joke if they bought Bethesda, what's Sony gonna do? And I was like, they should buy Rockstar. They can't.
They can't.
they just go bankrupt. But it'd be like a big ball move, wouldn't it? Like, yeah,
That was the thing. If you think about that seriously, right? So listen, we know it's not possible, but let's try and think about it seriously. If you think about how much money would it cost to buy out Rockstar right now?
millions.
I think more than Sony has.
That's the
Jeff
thing,
Bezos
right?
money in
That's
it.
Jay.
To be honest, though, I mean,
Elon Musk numbers.
you forget how big Sony is. They have their TV brand and all the movies, Spider-Man, all that. Obviously not Spider-Man anymore, bit of a soft
No, they
stuff.
do.
Well, they have the merchandising, don't they?
They have both.
They have
they work both.
Do they?
Yeah, they could take Spider-Man back.
They've owned the thingy, the Spider.
Man, I thought they did that
Marvel
deal
are
where
just
they were...
loaning him for a bit. They own him.
Man, he's out on loan. All right, fair enough.
Originally, back in 2000, Sony could have bought all of Marvel, but they picked Spider-Man because they didn't like any other one else.
Mad.
crazy.
So, like, Marvel could have just been. But yeah,
But I think Sony, whether or not they have the funds or not, you have to think how much money just GTA Online is making, let alone all their other games. It's making billions a year, right? In order for Take-Two to actually be able to sell, you'd have to give them so much money as to incentivize them giving up billions a year. Like you said, when you mentioned trillions, you're going to have to be hitting some heavy numbers to pull Rockstar from their grasp, especially when they've got the Red Dead Redemption series solidified. If they decide to make a third, which whether they will or not, I don't know. If they decide to make a third, it's guaranteed sold, right? Think how many people will buy that. GTA 6 is guaranteed going to be one of the biggest selling games of this decade. Because we're assuming it's coming out this decade. I think it'd be safe to say it'd come out this decade.
for the new console, it'd be fucking better.
Well, you think-
PlayStation's end of the PlayStation 5 teetering
What a
towards
waste
there,
of-
I think.
Nah,
Potential.
I think they'll do it roundabout now so that the game will solidify itself. They'll get that GTA 6 online and then they can upgrade it to the next one and then the next one.
I can't see they're trying to move GTA 5 to the next one.
True.
They are.
Which
We're
just
getting a
shows
free
me-
version of
which
it.
makes me think like they have no plans to do it
That's
in
a
the
good
next
point.
5 years at all.
Yeah. There's been a lot more like chatter around GTA 6. But then again, Mr. Boss for the Win has been talking about it for the past 6 years.
I've been milking that
That
subject for.
every week I come on and I see a new video from him talking about new GTA 6 news. I never watch it. I'm not giving him the satisfaction. Screw that guy, but
I always forget that Take-Two own 2K as well.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
interactive.
Yeah, so they've got money. Yeah, but just from 2K alone, they can.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think there's no incentive for Rockstar to or Take-Two. They run both consoles. They can make games for both consoles. It'd have to be an opportunity for something new that Xbox or Sony would have to offer
literally.
to make them like, okay, let's do an exclusive together.
Like, who else could Sony go out there and pull in for exclusives that would be big enough to compete?
I think they got them to.
I mean,
to buy, I can't think of any.
God, they've got a lot of studios that are up and coming.
Unless they bought Ubisoft. So
well, that's the thing. I mean, I agree. They've got a lot of heavy hitters. I'm not denying that. When you've got studios like Naughty Dog, Santa Monica, they've got a lot for sure. They've got Insomniac too. They've got loads. I don't think they need to buy. But Bethesda have got a lot there. Starfield is a pretty anticipated game. I think a lot of people are looking forward to that. Elder Scrolls 6. And I think it just depends on whether they want to exclusivize those two titles. If those two titles are made exclusives, then I think, to be honest, I don't think Sony really, they're not really pocket watchers, you know what I mean? They don't really, they're not really worrying about other people. But I do think Bethesda's a big name.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him buy someone, like announce a couple acquisitions in the next couple months or.
That's the thing you mentioned before. Sony are good at building up studios. That's one thing they're good at, which means they don't have to go out of their way and buy a big studio. But I do think they would be cautious looking at this.
I agree,
In the
but then
long
I
term.
disagree. Like Bethesda are big, but Fallout's kind of dead now. I don't think they're going to make another one for a while. Starfield, is that ever going to come out? Let's be honest. Elder
7
Scrolls,
years from now.
not at least for a while.
I-
6 years
They've
from
got a lot of games in the work, but then what happens if they miss and they're shit? Because it's Xbox. That's just what they do.
I can't see Elder Scrolls missing. That's the thing.
No,
Here's the-
obviously not because of the fans. They're just going to like it no matter what it
Yeah,
is.
it's just one of those. I don't think it can.
But then, I don't think they're going to make that an exclusive because of the fans. So
How
it's,
ballsy would it be if they did?
I think they got it. I don't think they got that in
I
them.
don't think they have it in them, but
No.
that's something Sony would do.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
Because
obviously
Sony
not.
have got that. They're
Yeah.
selfish little bastards. But Xbox, they're more for the players.
Yeah.
I think what you said about Fallout was like half true. I think it's in dangerous waters. But I think if 5 gets announced tomorrow, I think you'll be surprised at how many people pre-order it.
Oh, they'd pre-order it. But
That's what I mean. I think there'll still be a lot of people looking for those games. Especially, I think Starfield, the fact that we haven't heard anything of it. Listen, Bethesda have messed up with 76 and everything surrounding that. They messed up bad. People enjoy ESO, and people play a lot of ESO. I played it myself and enjoyed it. But it's not, no one will be sitting there and telling you it's a great game. You know what I mean? It's just a fun game that you go and play if you're an Elder Scrolls fan. If you're an Elder Scrolls die-hard fan, I think you'll probably enjoy it. But unless you're really into the lore and all that stuff, I don't think you will. They've still faced a lot of criticism over the past 10 years. Either now with this Microsoft acquisition, they shape up and start putting out heavy hitters, or like you say, there is a possibility that this whole Microsoft acquisition could just fall into mediocrity.
It's always that.
that's what they do,
That's
isn't it?
what they do.
Like most of their games exclusive that they have, they fell to mediocrity. Besides Forza, but that's just one of them games, isn't it? But
True.
years.
I'm excited for Senua, the new one. I really wanted that to be.
Oh, Hellblade.
Yeah,
Was that not on PlayStation originally?
it was.
With-
And then they bought the company.
Oh,
Next one's exclusive. Fair enough.
I
Saw
Saw an
chance in it too,
opportunity, yeah.
do you guys play much of the first one? So
I still haven't. I really
Not
wanted
touched
to.
it.
I played it for roughly about 2.5, 3 hours. Incredible game in terms of sound design. The way they worked that out, I thought that was incredible. It was a fresh look on it. But like I said, I never went back and finished it. I was trying to get platinum, and then I realized I think I'd missed some stuff, and I was like, I'll just restart it. Other games came out. You know how it is. You just move on.
I was just interested in the fact that the main character She won Best Actor.
Yeah, she's not an actor.
Yeah, that's why it was impressive, because she was just filling in until they got someone, and then they were like, "You're pretty good at this."
Really?
Yeah.
It wasn't an actress at all.
No, she was
no acting
worked at the
experience.
studio, didn't she?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was like, "That's cool. I'll check that out."
Yeah, it's kind of. I remember watching a video on it. It's kind of like a spin on like mental health, and I don't know if it's schizophrenia. I'm not right, but I remember watching a video essay on it. But yeah, I've never played it. But then I've never played Elder Scrolls either. Like there's lots of fans. I've never actually played it. I played a bit of Skyrim. I didn't really like it.
Same.
Yeah, I don't know. So like that's why I don't really care as much about Bethesda, like Microsoft, because same as Fallout, I played them, didn't enjoy them.
No, I was just saying, I think it's one of those things. I think that's probably the difference in perspective from you two and me. Is like, I've played hundreds of hours in their games. Fallout 4, probably like 200 hours.
Wow.
Elder Scrolls 5. I mean, how many hours I put into Skyrim, I don't know, because I've had it on 2 different PlayStations. I've had it on. There's 2 different versions on my PC, the normal and the special. Played it a lot. I don't know. People that play it know it.
Yeah, it's one of those
I know.
games. I can see why people enjoy it.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me, but like I can see like.
Yeah, I remember I played it so wrong the first time I played it. Because when you first get out of like where the dragon attacks you, you get out of Helgam, right? And you go down into Riverwood and you make your way in. And you're supposed to head off to Whiterun and meet the Jarl and talk on there. And I was like, no, I'm going to stick in this town for a bit. I kind of like it here. And what I did is there's a little encampment out to the edge of town. And I used to just sleep in there and camp. And like, there's like a little fire there where you can make food. And then there's like a lumber mill just to the edge of town behind the blacksmith. And I used to go there and chop wood all day. Literally all day. That's all I do is chop wood. And there's a dude, God, I forget his name. I'm terrible with names, especially in video games. If I haven't played them recently, I just blank. But there's a dude there that you can sell the wood to and he gives you money. And then I started to rent a room out at the inn in town. And I used to go in there after my days of working as a lumberjack. I was like 12, 13 at this time, properly role-playing.
Full-time job.
Literally, I was a whole-ass dude just trying to make it by in Skyrim. And then I'd go in and sit by in the tavern, have a drink, chill round, listen to people play. Like, there's always someone in there, like a bard playing music. I'd just sit there and listen to music like, man, what a rough day it's been. Just watching. I'd go to bed, wake up in the morning, go back again, and just work as this lumberjack.
You went the Clark Kent route. Just lived your life as a normal person.
Literally.
30 something.
They were like, "Oh, you're Dragonborn." I was like, "I'm good. I'm good."
No.
You're a wizard, Harry. No, I'm not.
No, I'm not.
No, I'm
Nope.
not.
I'm like, nope, I'm good. To be honest, I have more stories about me wanting to be a family man in video games, but we'll save that for next week.
We need to talk about more Xbox on this.
To be honest,
Yeah, we was meant to today, but it just ended up spitting on Xbox.
I know.
Mostly from me.
It's hard to not spit on them sometimes.
Yeah, they're just pieces of shit.
listen, I mean, in a way, the Xbox 360 was some of my best times playing.
Oh, yeah.
It's the first time I played Skyrim, first time I played Fable 3, which involves the family man stuff, which I will talk about at the end of next episode.
I like Fable 3
We'll
as
talk
well.
about Fable 3 next episode. This is a promise. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't checked out our Patreon yet, there will be links in our Instagram. Matumba, twitch.tv.
Twitch.tv/Matumba.
Go check him out. He'll be streaming this week. Will you not?
A lot, he will.
It's Friday, yes. Tomorrow, the day after, every day, 2 p.m.
Well, they're going to be listening to this on Sunday.
Yes. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
See, the whole week ahead of you, just
Whole
filled
week.
with Matumba.
The whole
lying.
week of content that you don't get anywhere else. Shut your ass
fat
up.
liar.
Shut up. Shut up.
Listen, I'll make sure he's on, okay? I'll make
I
sure
try
he
and make
streams.
sure. Hey man, he's streaming today.
Yeah, if you haven't checked...
It's hard. Sorry.
It's okay. If you guys haven't checked out our socials, please check them out down below. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming along, and I'll see you guys next week.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Sorry.